It needs to, because we can't keep talking about a housing crisis in this country without getting stuck into the detail of what it means to fix it. And that is what I will lay out for you this morning as to how we are going to do that. We start by setting a new ambition for the city region to fix the housing crisis within a decade. And that means obviously building tens of thousands more homes for social rent, a new generation of council homes in our 10 districts. But it is also about raising the standard of housing in both the social rented and the private rented sector. And that's the mission, if you like, and it's why I'm going to be creating a Greater Manchester Housing First unit within the Greater Manchester Combined Authority, bringing together people working in a range of disciplines across Greater Manchester, so that we can have that focus on the whole system and bringing about the change that we want to see. I've started my third term this morning with a walkabout of Manchester city centre with our street engagement team, led by Greater Manchester Police, but also with colleagues from Manchester City Council and Riverside Housing. And you may remember that when I came into office on my first ever day as mayor, I did the same thing. So 7 years on, what a difference! What a difference! Not that there are not still people out there needing support, that there are, and that there are too many. But the ability that we now have to offer help to everybody is so much increased. And you know, it was actually if you like, quite a good experience that when you kind of come across people, we couldn't offer them anything back then, but we can now. And that will remain our approach. There are, as I say though, too many people who are in that position of being forced to sleep rough, and it's why we will redouble our efforts. I will not just maintain our bed every night scheme in this third term, I'm going to expand it to make sure that we can give an offer of accommodation to everybody. Alongside that, I want to make the Housing First pilot that we've been running in recent years a permanent scheme, where Greater Manchester uses the new financial arrangement we will be entering into as a result of the Trailblazer devolution deal, the single settlement. We will then have the ability to support people in a different way, and that's why I intend to make our Housing First pilot a permanent scheme, giving people homes plus the support, because all of the evidence is that it works. So this is how we build this plan to solve the housing crisis, of course starting with the emergency that is rough sleeping and homelessness. But there is no solution to the housing crisis unless you start to build new council homes or homes for social rent, working with our housing providers. And the commitment I'm making today is to build 10,000 homes for social rent, a new generation of council homes, at least 1,000 in each of the 10 Greater Manchester boroughs by the end of this mayoral term. And what I will be asking my housing team here at the Combined Authority later today is to produce a detailed delivery plan for those 10,000 homes, identifying the brownfield sites where they will be built, and to publish that plan before the end of the year. I have already established a land commission for Greater Manchester, and this is a body that is drawn from all of the major public landholders in the city region, some bodies at a national level, and I will be asking them to free up land so that we can build those homes and do it as quickly as possible. So we will bring forward that plan for you later in the year. But of course, alongside it, you need to stop the loss of truly affordable homes. And the reality is, the right to buy policy as it currently exists is actually making the housing crisis worse every year. It's not making it anything other than more difficult, the scale of the challenge. on the last figures that we have available, I think for 2022-23, Greater Manchester net lost 500 truly affordable homes because the number that are being built is outweighed by the number that are being lost. And we liken this to trying to fill a bath with the plug out. You know, you can't do it if the homes are still being lost in that number. And if you carry on in this way, it means the stock of social homes is dwindling every year. So the ability of people to have the secure foundation of a home for social rent is going, and less people can benefit from that. So the call we're making on the government is that we are able to suspend the right to buy from the 10,000 new homes that we will build. And of course, you may remember that that's part of a plan for 30,000 across the city region, and it will be those 30,000 that we build within a decade. We do not want those homes to be lost. The problem we have, and our councils have the same problem, is right to buy is actually a disincentive to build council homes, because if public bodies know they're going to lose them or could lose them, they don't have that incentive to build them. So this is a really important part of the plan, and I'm hoping that we will be able to work with the government to put it in place. You'll note it's suspend, not end, because we do know that right to buy has been a really important thing for many people. It's just that we need to allow it at a time when we're in a position where we are net adding social homes to the stock every year, not at a point where we are losing them as we are now. Just to move on, if I can, finally, to housing standards. You will know we were doing work in the second term around a Greater Manchester Good Landlord Charter, and I've asked that charter open for applications by the summer. So we're going to bring that in quickly now. It's been developed with landlords, but also with tenants representatives, and it's good to go, and we will be shortly opening the scheme for applications. Alongside it, though, recognising that some landlords will not choose to join the improvement journey that the Charter will facilitate, we are going to give our residents the right to request a property check if they are concerned that their home is unfit or unsafe in any way. And I will pilot that right to request in part of Greater Manchester, and we will launch that pilot later this year. Obviously, to open up that possibility to the whole of the city region will take a little time, but we will bring in a pilot of the right to request later in the year. So as you can see, we are taking action here on every level. Action on homelessness, which I said at the start of my mayoralty was a priority, and by being back out there this morning to look at the situation as it is now, you can see that I am personally committed still to making sure that we don't have a situation where people are forced to sleep rough in our city region. I will continue to donate 15% of my own salary every month to support a bed every night, and as I say, I will be asking the team to expand it alongside the work we're doing on Housing First and making that permanent. But you've also heard this morning about a new ambition around building new council homes and improving the standard of the homes that we've got, never forgetting that a 2-year-old boy lost his life in Greater Manchester because of the damp and mould in his home. I said at the time that had to be a watershed moment when it comes to the housing debate in this country. This morning, I think you can see that it is exactly that. There is a very different approach coming through now to solving the housing crisis in Greater Manchester. I believe we can do it within a decade, given the strength of our city region in terms of what we are able to do. People have seen what we've done with the B network and the plan we've put in place for that, but we're going to bring the same energy to fixing the housing crisis in our city region, because none of our ambitions for this place are achievable unless all of our residents have that foundation of a good secure home. They can't have good health or a good life without a good, secure home. That's why we are adopting a housing first mentality across the whole of our city region, and it's why this will be a mission that we all work on together. So thank you very much indeed, everybody, for coming along this morning. I'm more than happy to take any questions in this format if you would like to.